Hi guys, today I want to show you some places where you can get reliable information. It's just really hard to know where to go to find good news. I want to go through the top 10 must-have sources, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them. Okay guys, first up is the Epoch Times. I'm just going to read to you their description from their website. And it says, the Epoch Times is the fastest growing independent news media in America. We are nonpartisan and dedicated to truthful reporting. We're free from the influence of any government, corporation, or political party, and this is what makes us different from other media organizations. Our goal is to bring our readers accurate information so they can form their own opinions about the most significant topics of our time. We don't follow the unhealthy trend of agenda-driven journalism prevalent in today's media environment. Instead, we use our principles of truth and tradition as our guiding light. We highlight in our reporting the best of humanity, the valuable lessons of history, and the traditions that are beneficial for society. The Epoch Times was founded in the U.S. in the year 2000 in response to communist repression and censorship in China. Our founders are Chinese Americans who themselves had fled communism, sought to create an independent media to bring the world uncensored and truthful information. The Epoch Times has received numerous awards for our reporting and design, including from the New York Press Association, the Society of Professional Journalists, and the Society for News Designs. The Epoch Times media network currently covers 21 languages and 33 countries. I will say that they have some of the best investigative journalism and reporting that I've seen. They have a print version available and also web-based version. Some of the journalists that I have listed there are JEKIELEK. I don't know if I said his name right, but he does American Thought Leaders. Gina Shakespeare does Declassified. PHILIPP does Crossroads. Larry Elder has his own. And they are absolutely wonderful. You need to check them out and see what you think. So the second source I want to lead you to is Steve Bannon. If you haven't heard of Steve Bannon, you definitely need to look him up and look at some of what he's doing. He is a very influential voice in America. I'm just going to read what pops up when you Google search his name. It says Stephen Kevin Bannon, who is an American media executive, political strategist, former investment banker, and the former executive chairman of Breitbart News. He served as the White House chief strategist in the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump during the first 7 months of Trump's term. Now, it's my understanding that he left the White House because he felt like he could do more good outside of the confines of the White House than he could within. And indeed, he has, in the midst of the CCP pandemic, he started a show called War Room Pandemic, which I will give you links to. And what makes Steve Bannon so interesting and so great is that he is very interconnected around the world and has so many intriguing, talented, informative guests on his shows. On War Room Pandemic, Steve Bannon has a gentleman by the name of Jason Miller with him. Jason Miller is a communications strategist and political manager. He's best known as the chief spokesman for the fall 2016 campaign and presidential transition of Donald Trump. One of the more interesting guests that Steve Bannon has on his show, War Room Pandemic, is Raheem Kassam. I went to his website, raheemkassam.com, and his About page I'm just going to read to you. It says he is a political commentator with subject matter expertise on the UK, the US, and European politics and current affairs. He was born to a Muslim family in West London in the United Kingdom. Kassam regularly speaks on topics such as mass migration and radical Islam. Kassam has served as a communications professional at organizations like the Henry Jackson Society in London, as well as serving as senior advisor to Brexit leader Nigel Farage. It goes on to say, Kassam has been the editor-in-chief of the Breitbart News Network, London's bureau, and of Ronald Reagan's favorite magazine, Human Events. Kassam has also been a senior distinguished fellow at the Gatestone Institute, a writing fellow at the Middle East Forum, and is currently a Lincoln Fellow at the Claremont Institute. His work has been published by an array of outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, The Spectator, The Daily Caller, and more. Kassam has appeared as a guest on popular television networks, including Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the BBC, I-24, and more. So he has quite a plethora of experience and really provides some good input on those shows and independently. I want to make you aware that there is a program it's a subscription service that you can get on your television that's called BlazeTV. And a few of the people that I'm going to mention in my top 10 are available to watch on BlazeTV, and I think their subscription is like $30-something a year. Maybe that's with the promotion, I'm not sure, but it is definitely worth it. Alright guys, I want to tell you about OAN, One America News Network. I went to their website, oann.com, and their About page, and it says that they're owned by the Herring Networks Incorporated, which is a family-owned and operated independent media company focused on providing high-quality national television program to consumers via its national cable networks. The for-profit company was established in 2004, and it has a primary production operations in California and Washington, D.C. One thing I have appreciated about OAN is their White House political correspondent, Chanel Ryan. I went to her webpage, chanelryan.com, her About page. It says she's an American author, political illustrator, and of course the White House political correspondent for One America News Network. She was born in Texas, grew up in Missouri, Texas, Florida, and overseas, including France and South Korea, and I'm told she speaks several different languages. It was refreshing to see her questions that were supportive of our administration during the CCP virus. Alright guys, I want to tell you about Mark Levin. Mark Levin is an American lawyer, author, and radio personality. He's the host of a syndicated radio show called The Mark Levin Show, as well as Life, Liberty, and Levin on Fox News. Levin worked in the administration of President Ronald Reagan and was chief of staff for Attorney General Edwin Meese. He is absolutely wonderful. I would highly encourage you to watch both Life, Liberty, and Levin and listen to his radio show. He is on BlazeTV as well. Alright, so I need to tell you about Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck is actually the man who started BlazeTV. He is an American conservative political commentator, radio host, television producer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of Mercury Radio Arts, which is the parent company of his television and radio network, The Blaze. Okay, one of my favorite shows is the Dan Bongino Show. If you haven't heard of this show, you absolutely must watch it now. He is an American conservative commentator, radio show host, author, former congressional candidate, former Secret Service agent. He unsuccessfully ran for Congress several times, 2012, 2014, and 2016. I think after the last one, he said, you know what can I do to help? And He started his radio show, and he has tremendously helped our country by piecing together the truth through the BS of the media. Because of his history and employment and running for office, he has great connections and sources to get us good information. You can tell when you listen to his show, there are times that his eyes tear up because he's moved by his love for our country. He's moved by desire to expose corruption and stand up for justice. You can watch Dan on YouTube, follow him on Twitter. He has two websites, Bongino.com and BonginoReport.com. If you want a quick, wholehearted, succinct, thorough, just the facts please summary of what's going on in the world that you need to know about, that is the #1 place to go. Another one of my favorites is the BCP, the Black Conservative Patriot. This guy has an excellent show on YouTube. Much like Dan Bongino, he puts a little humor in there, gives you just the facts, gives you a quick rundown of what's going on in the news, with great commentary, and you will absolutely love him. Another person you guys absolutely have to look up is Candace Owens. Candace is a conservative activist, commentator. She has such a strong voice that you absolutely have to hear. She wrote a book that came out recently called Candace Owens' Blackout: How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democratic Plantation. Candace has been asked several times to run for office, and I think that at some point she will, although she hasn't declared exactly when she's going to run or who she would run against. Candace is also the founder of the Blexit movement. If you haven't heard of the Blexit movement, I'm going to read a description for you. It says, in October of 2018, Candace Owens launched the Blexit movement, a campaign to encourage African Americans to abandon the Democratic Party and register as Republicans. The term Blexit, a mix of black and exit, mimics Brexit, the word used to describe the United Kingdom's withdrawal from the European Union. Candace has her own show, The Candace Owens Show, which you can see on Prager University and on BlazeTV. She has great conversation, great guests on her shows. Definitely someone that you want to check out. She's got a good heart, and she is fiercely after the truth, which is amazing and wonderful. Alright guys, one of my absolute favorites you really need to check out is Prager University. It's founded by Dennis Prager. I'll tell you about him in a minute, but let me tell you about this university first. I'm just going to read you the vision and mission and about page for the university. It says, our vision is a world committed to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our mission is to promote what is true, what is excellent, and what is noble through digital media. There's a thought. What we do. We make exceptional video content that advances Judeo-Christian values. We distribute that content through a sophisticated marketing strategy. By reaching millions of people every day, we educate, influence, and change minds. And I got goosebumps just even saying that out loud, because that is really what needs to happen, and these guys are doing it. Prager University is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They are absolutely amazing. Prager University is really brilliant in how they are reaching out to people. They have all these 5-minute videos that you'll see a lot on Twitter that are amazing. They have the fireside chat with Dennis Prager, the Candace Owens Show, the book club. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about the founder of Prager University, Dennis Prager. I'm going to read to you from PragerU.com and then their page on Dennis Prager. And it says that he is a best-selling author, columnist, and nationally syndicated radio talk show host based in LA and heard on 150 stations across the country. He is a fellow at Columbia University's School of International Affairs, where he did graduate work at the Middle East and Russian Institutes. He was appointed by President Ronald Reagan to the U.S. delegation to the Vienna Review Conference on the Helsinki Accords, and by President George W. Bush to the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Council. He holds an honorary doctorate of law from Pepperdine University, a highly sought-after speaker and frequent cable news show guest. Dennis has lectured all over the world. His New York Times best-selling books include Think a Second Time, Happiness is a Serious Problem, and Still the Best Hope, Why American Values Must Triumph. His new book is The Ten Commandments, Still the Best Moral Code. Really, you have to hear him speak, and you'll appreciate him. The message this guy has for our country and the heart that he has for our country and for our liberty is amazing. You absolutely have to listen to this man. Alright guys, so that wraps up my top 10 news sources. I hope you check them out. I have many more, as you'll see on the document I have listed on the description page. I will make another video to mention those, just to kind of break this up. But if you don't watch that, you have to check out the top 10 I went over here. Thanks guys, I hope it helps.